Disappointing. Disappointing performance by Gennady Gennadievich Golovkin, the 40-year-old boxer. He's clearly lost to Saul Canelo Alvarez, and I'm going to go ahead and say that he was dominated. 10 rounds to 2. Generously. 2 rounds. Actually, no. The first round was a toss-up round, but because of the jab and Canelo lunging, I gave round number 1 to Golovkin. Round number 9 was almost like when he woke up, and I gave that round. I think it was a clear Golovkin round, but the rest of the fight, Canelo outboxed him. Clear as day, Canelo outboxed him. We're going to listen to the post-fight interviews, watch some highlights, talk about the recap, and frankly, I'm disappointed. And yes, I'm going to eat my crow because I predicted Mr. Old Man Squid Games here to beat Canelo by knockout, and I was wrong. And that's what I get, me being a full-blooded Latinx Chicano. That's what I get for picking against my Hispanic brother. For those who don't know, I'm half black, half Irish, and half full-blooded Latino Chicano. And normally I never go against my Mexican Hispanic brothers. But in this case, I thought that Golovkin could do it because I thought that the 8 pounds was going to help him. But he lost. Now, can he still compete, you know, at a high level? Yes. But how is this loss going to affect him? I think he cooked. I won't be surprised if he retires because this is his last fight with the Zone. This is the last fight of his zone contract. Let's turn it up. Take your time out. Thanks for joining us. Please like the video. Try to help us get to 1,000 likes. We stream during the main event of every major card. Also, there's going to be another stream after this for the post-fight press conference, and we'll be able to hear who Canelo will possibly fight next. We're going to talk about his mandatory situation, too. Let's listen in to the cards.
After 12 hard-fought rounds here at the T-Mobile Arena, we go to the judges' score totals. Dave Moretti, 116-112. Steve Weisfeld and David Sutherland both scored this bout identically, 115-113. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
There it is. The trilogy is over. It's over.
The first 2 fights are razor thin, but this one was not. 115-113 is 1 round apart.
Think about it.
How is that possible?
If Triple G won 1 more round, we've got another draw, Daniel.
Absolutely. It would have been the worst case in representation of boxing. Boxing needs to come up with... I can't too bad about the judges, but we've had bad decisions in our past. We need to do something about that because it's going to turn people away from it.
And think about this.
And these were supposed to be really, really fair judges. We talked about it in the video earlier this week.
Increíble, as they say.
So we're going to listen to the post-fight interviews, and then we're going to talk. I like the crown. But yeah, it's over. He beat. You know, let me turn this down. It's over. He won. He beat Golovkin clearly. And Golovkin, was it age or was it the power and the explosive shots of Canelo that kept Golovkin gun shy? Because, you know, the jab wasn't going to do it. And for fuck's sakes, why doesn't he go to the body? No disrespect to Jonathan Banks, but I believe that he would have did better with Abel Sanchez. Because I believe that he hired Jonathan Banks because Jonathan Banks comes cheap. And basically, Golovkin gets to call all the shots. Let's listen to the post-fight interview, and we're going to talk about what's possibly next for Canelo. And once again, I'm sorry to keep asking you guys, but it'd be great if you guys can like the video. Let's listen in to the post-fight interview.
And you punctuate one of boxing's better rivalries over the years. You shared a moment with Gennady Golovkin right after the fight. What did you say to him?
Le dije que gracias porque le dimos a la gente 3 grandes peleas. Estas 3 peleas van a quedar para la historia del boxeo. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, Golovkin. Thank you. Thank you for everything. We give the fans 3 good fights. And thank you for everything, okay? Y gracias a todos por apoyarme. Solamente quiero decirles que he pasado momentos muy difíciles de mi vida. Pero lo único que quiero que sepan que hay que seguir adelante. Todo en esta vida se puede. Hay que seguir adelante. Las derrotas son buenas. Nos enseñan para aprender muchas cosas, desechar muchas cosas y tener más humildad. Muchas gracias a todos. Hay que seguir adelante. ¡Que viva México!
Viva Mexico!
All I want to say is thank you so much for your support. You know, I've gone through some very difficult things in my life, and the only thing you can do is try and continue and to move forward. You know, and I've gone through difficult times recently with my defeats, and I've actually shown that defeats are great because it enables you to come back and show humility.
Canelo, you fought 24 memorable rounds against Gennady a few years ago. Did this feel like round 25, or did it feel like a different fight?
No, he's a really good fighter. I know, he's strong. He's a great fighter, and that's why we are here, right? And I'm glad to share the ring with him. And I'm going to keep forward to keep my legacy going strong.
You said you wanted to go for the knockout early on in this fight. How quickly did you realize it was going to be tough to knock this man out?
This is the first round. I know, he's tough. He's a tough fighter. But I'm glad. I learned from everything. I need a surgery in my hand after this because I'm not good from my left hand, so I need surgery, but I'm good. I'm a warrior. That's why I'm here, right?
How much did that left hand injury bother you during this fight?
No, a lot. I can hold a glass of a glass. It's really bad, but look, I'm a warrior.
You seem to be in the control of the early rounds. Gennady summoned some energy in the second half of that fight. Did that surprise you?
No, not surprise me. I know him. He had a good kinetic. He's a strong fighter, and I'm not surprised.
There's been some great fights, some bad words between you two. Is this beef squash? Is it settled between you and Gennady Golovkin?
For me, I'm just glad to share the ring with him. And like I say, we give the fans 3 really good fights. And I'm glad to be involved in that kind of fight.
Well, stand by for one moment, Canelo. We're going to bring in Gennady.
Let's see what he got to say.
Tremendously against him in previous fights, as the crowd recognized. Looked like you had some trouble getting it going early on tonight.
You know, for this level, you know, like everybody knows this is high level class, you know, like the best fight for boxing, you know, everybody knows who is Canelo, you know, like everybody knows, like every bad step, it's finish fight. You know, if you lost one punch, you finish the fight. You know, look his face, look my face, you know, we're so clean because, you know, like this high level, high rapport. Лучшая подготовка, лучшее показание боя.
Because we trained well, and this is shows that we did a very good fight as a result of it.
Yeah, very good quality, guys.
What made this fight different from the first 2 fights?
You know, this fight's so smart, like more tactic, you know, like a chess. You know, today Canelo is better.
You did seem to gain some energy in the second half of that fight. Started to let your hands go a little bit more. What changed for you?
You know, like, again, strategy. We need to start like a second half. You know, I try. Probably, I feel not bad, you know, like it's good fight. Again, come on.
There's been, I said to Canelo, some bad blood
Come on, what,
between you two
motherfucker?
over the years. In your mind, is this rivalry settled? Is the beef over with?
You know, yeah, 100%. You know, like because you know, like all top fighter, all top player, like you know, like a basketball, LeBron and Kobe. You know, like a Michael Jordan and Kobe. You know, like a guys, come on, like only one sun stay in sky. You know.
What is he talking about?
You have given boxing some great fights over the years. Are you prepared to give them more? Will your career continue after this?
Absolutely, I have a great plan. You know, just I have a lot of appointments. I have congrats today, Canelo. Congrats all fans, you know, boxing fans. Remember, guys, I have 3 belts in 160. I come back, guys. You know, I still champion, guys.
Congratulations, Gennady, on a great rivalry completed.
Yes. I want to say, like, I want to shake hands to Canelo. You know, congrats, all team. You know, guys, it's a real warrior. If you not understand nothing.
That's what's up.
Canelo, let me turn back to you briefly. You have a hand injury. You said you need to take care of that. You have 4 belts at 168, but you made it clear you have a target at 175. If Dimitri Bivol beats Zurdo Ramirez in November, is that the fight you want next?
Of course, everybody knows. We'll see. We'll see what happens in that fight. But I need rest. Wait a second. I need rest. I need keep my body. So I need to. Necesito recuperarme de mi mano, estar bien de mi cuerpo para regresar fuerte todavía más.
So I need to come back and get strength back in my hand, recover my hand and my body, so I can come back stronger than ever.
How important is it to you, though, to avenge that loss?
No, it's very important for my legacy, for me, for my proud, for my country, for my family, for everything. It's very important, and I will beat him.
Congratulations, Canelo. Tremendous rivalry, tremendous fight. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Viva Mexico, cabrones!
Viva Mexico, cabrones. By the way, I always believed in Canelo.
I love the sportsmanship at the end of that fight. Gennady Golovkin didn't complain about the decision. He didn't say he wanted to.
By the way, I've always believed that Canelo could pull it off, even though I picked Golovkin. All right. So, what did we take away from that? Oh, he's on the phone, maybe with his wife. So, what do we take away from that? Golovkin is not going to retire. He's going to go back down to 160, is looking like. But now, he did lose to Canelo. He'll still be able to get big fights. And he is a network free agent. You think that Showtime should throw some money at him for Jamal Charlo? I think that's the route to go. Jamal Charlo, excuse me, needs a fight. He's got some shit going on. I think that's the route to go. Canelo, he wants some time off. He says he has a left hand injury and that it really hurts and he can't even like hold a glass. Golovkin and Canelo, I don't want to see it ever again. I don't want to see a Golovkin-Canelo 4. I think that's cooked. By the way, Canelo made $45 million guaranteed. Golovkin $20 million. I wonder how much the pay-per-view buyers are going to do. How well do you think this pay-per-view did? You think it's going to crack 500,000 pay-per-view buys? Maybe 600,000? Seemed to be some buzz from Thursday on. For example, that weigh-in had thousands and thousands of people there. But yeah, that shit's cooked, bro. That shit's cooked. We got a post-fight press conference coming up for the main event. I mean, for the fight. After the fighters go, you know, shower and all that stuff. Oh, Canelo's about to do another interview with the Zone. Let's listen to it. He's about to do another one.
I gave Golovkin about 3 rounds.
Sounds
tops.
about right.
Yeah, and so it's kind of.
Oh, I think that's for Spanish. So on my card, I've given Golovkin only 2 rounds. 10 rounds to 2. Here's the judges' scorecards. 116-112 by Dave Moretti for Canelo. 115-113 for Canelo by David Sutherland. And Steve Weisfeld had it 115-113 for Canelo. So if Golovkin would have won 1 more round on those judges' scorecards, it would have been another draw. Isn't that pretty wild? Isn't that pretty wild? By the way, looking at Canelo's resume here, here's the punch stats. Now, let's go look at these ridiculous punch stats. 85 of 217 in power punches for Canelo, 39%. Golovkin, 40. I forgot, they took it off the screen. Here's the total punches. And would you believe that Golovkin threw more punches than Canelo? That don't seem right. 120 of 521. That don't seem right. That don't seem right. I think that just Golovkin was scared to get countered by Canelo. But one thing for sure is it was a completely different fight than the first and second one. And if you think about it, Canelo didn't really do anything too much different. It was what Golovkin did not do. Dude was gun shy. He did not want to let his hands go. What was that? What was going on with that? And yes, I'm eating my crow. I thought that Golovkin was going to pull it off. You know, no bullshit. Like, I thought Golovkin was going to pull it off. But he didn't. He got outboxed. You can't say he got beat up. He didn't get beat up. He didn't make Golovkin. He didn't, like, humiliate Golovkin. But he damn sure clearly outboxed him and beat him clearly. So now, what does Golovkin do next? For example, Canelo, let's go look at his resume. 58-2-2. Did they update it? Yep, they did. He's been pretty busy. For example, this is his third fight in 10 months. And this is a hell of a, you know, Billy Joe, Caleb Plant, Dimitri Bivol, and Golovkin. Golovkin, 42-2-1 now, 37 KOs, lost to Canelo twice, and that one draw. In my opinion, I also thought that he lost to Sergey Derevyanchenko, or that could have been a draw. You know, do you feel that if he was still with Abel Sanchez, that maybe he would, you know, like, I think that Abel Sanchez, you know, would have helped him more. I think he would have had a better chance with Abel Sanchez against Canelo. Ever since he's been with Jonathan Banks, he hasn't really looked good. You know, he hasn't looked good since he's been with Jonathan Banks, 40 years old or not. So he says he's not retiring. By the way, it'd be great if you guys can like the video. We're almost at 1,000. Help me out. Let's go look at the rankings here on my website, FightView360.com. Also, my content can be found on the WBC app powered by the Vive Network and the FightView 360 Boxing Podcast, where we upload, if you want to listen to media events or my content in audio form, we are on Spotify, Apple, and all of your podcast listening platforms. So Golovkin is now a free agent. That was his last fight with the Zone. Now who does he fight? Because he's still going to have his belt at 160 is looking like. Should he go over to ESPN Top Rank? I think that Showtime should throw the money at him. And we can get him versus Jamal Charlo. I think that's the way to go. You know, maybe Showtime can get him for a 2-fight deal. Maybe. You know. By the way, we're going to try to get Demetrius Andrade on the phone next week on the FightView 360 Boxing Podcast to get his thoughts on the fight. He is ordered to fight Zach Parker at 168 pounds. Maybe Golovkin versus Jaime Munguia. You know? Because now at this point, he need to just, you know, try to make some money. And yes, it looked like Golovkin didn't want to fight. Like, I'm totally disappointed in his performance. I'm disappointed. He looked like shit. You know, the jabs are not going to win you fights like that, bro. Well, let's hear what Sean Porter had to say.
I think if you're thinking about, you know, how long it took us to get this fight, right? Essentially, we wanted this fight back in 2018, maybe 2019, right? Yeah. And it almost felt like Golovkin was sticking around just waiting for this fight to come. Do you think that 4 years ended up being just too long?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no secret that 4 years was too long. She said it on the broadcast. She said that
the 4 years is a long time. The 4 years is a long time to have waited for this fight. But listen, guys. There's Golovkin leaving the ring. You know, I mean, how do you rate on a scale of 1 to 10 before we go? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate Canelo's performance? Because to me, Canelo didn't do anything really, really different. It's just that Golovkin didn't show up. Canelo was just being Canelo. I'm going to rate Canelo's performance. There he is with Chavez. I'm going to rate Canelo's performance because it doesn't seem like Canelo, like it seemed like an easy night for Canelo. Like he really didn't have to really do too much. I'm going to rate his performance about a 7 because Canelo's better than that. Like it don't even, and then he had one hand. If you don't know, Canelo in the post-fight interview said that look, this motherfucker back there flexing. Canelo in the post-fight interview said that his left hand is messed up, so he's got to get surgery on it. So I just think that Golovkin just looked like shit. You know, come on, guys. But I am glad that they squashed the beef and they hugged it out in the ring and everything and showed respect to each other. Because, you know, the fact that they had 3 fights, we really don't get that in this day and age of boxing. You know? I just don't like Golovkin with Jonathan Banks. I think he should have gave Abel Sanchez his money. You know, I really think that Abel Sanchez could have made a difference in him. But with that being said, let me get up out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. I'm going to take a little bit of a break and take my dog out. And then let me see if they put up the link for the post-fight press conference. As you can see, this is a live feed as we're doing this. So the fighters are just going back to the dressing room. They got to, you know, get their post-fight medical and drug testing and, you know, like clean themselves up. And then they're going to come out for the post-fight press conference. And it looks like maybe both of them are going to show up. But let me see if they put a link up for the post-fight press conference yet, which when fights take place in the T-Mobile Arena, they usually have them in the ring. Remember, the last Canelo Golovkin post-fight press conferences were in the ring. So they break all that stuff down. So that takes some time. So the post-fight press conference may not be for an hour. You know, maybe later. Yeah, it says at 1:45 a.m. So we're going to be back in about an hour for the post-fight press conference where we're going to hear from in detail from Canelo talking to the media and from Golovkin talking to the media. So the link is already on the channel. Here, I'll put the link in the chat for you guys who want to bookmark it. So go take a break. I'm going to go smoke some weed, take the dog out. You know, probably go get some snacks, carrots. I'm on a diet. I've lost 39 pounds in motherfucking 3 months, bro. 39 pounds. I'm feeling fucking phenomenal. A little bit of highlights. But one thing for sure is Golovkin do got a chin. You know, Canelo may be able to beat him, but I don't think that Canelo will ever be able to knock him out. Wait, what was I doing? I was giving you guys the link to the post-fight press conference. Here we are. Hold up. Copy link. Put it in the chat for you. It'll also be great if you can drop a like before you go. Help me get to 1,000. Boom. That's the link to the post-fight press conference. I'll see you guys in about an hour. And we'll talk more deeply. Also, I'm going to get my hand on a scorecard so we can actually look at what rounds that they gave Golovkin. Good question, Jordan. Who was Golovkin's mandatory? Erislandy Lara at 160. Erislandy Lara. And the winner of Esquiva Falco and Michael Zarafa for the IBF. So Erislandy Lara for the WBA. Look, Golovkin go over to PBC and fight Lara on pay-per-view, then fight Charlo after that. And look, that's 3 belts right there. I think he should go to Showtime. You know, 2-fight, 3-fight deal. Fight Lara. You know, fight Jamal Charlo. You know, I think that's the move. I think that's the move. How y'all feel about that, though? How y'all feel about that, though? Golovkin versus Lara don't tickle your fancy on pay-per-view? I'm kind of interested. I mean, I am a low-down boxing degenerate. I'll watch anything. You know, but I'm interested. How you guys feel about that? No? Y'all don't feel? I think that, because look. You know, Lara, because remember, he still has the IBF WBA at 160. Jamal Charlo has the WBC. So fight Lara, who's the mandatory, then fight Charlo for a 3-belt unification. And then you have Zanzibek Alim Halala, who's over on Top Rank, who has that 3rd belt. I mean, that 4th belt, the WBO. Sounds good to me. I'm on 2,000 calorie diet 5 days a week and 2,500 2 days a week, and I'm in the gym 6 days a week, about 7 miles a day of cardio. So yeah, what's that, about like 15,000 plus steps a day, something like that. Sometimes I do like 20,000. So most of the time I be hungry and sore all day, every day. You know, so I was 298 in May, and I weighed myself this morning, and I was 259.4, whatever that is. I've lost a shitload of weight. I'm going to see you guys in about an hour. I got to go take a break. We're going to be back for the post-fight press conference. Thanks for watching. Drop a like before you go. Oh, you can follow me on social media, T-Street Controversy. On Twitter.